I think your best bet in life is to shoulder your suffering and to take responsibility and to move forward. But that doesn't mean that you're not vulnerable on all sorts of fronts. It's just your best tactic. Just because it's your best tactic doesn't mean it will always work, but you don't have a better tactic. So, you know, one of the things we constantly told my daughter was not to ever use her illness as an excuse, mostly because it would blur the lines between her and the illness. You don't ever want to do that, you know, so we wanted her to be as responsible as she could be, given what she had to endure. It was a very difficult thing to figure out. If you have a kid that's sick like that, it's like, well, they don't want to get up to go to school. Well, you probably wouldn't want to get up either if you were like in pain, lots of pain. What do? You say you stay in bed, or do you say get the hell up if you can and get out, because the alternative is worse? And so, you know, we always pushed her and encouraged her to bear as much as she could. And I would say that was the right strategy, because she did manage to have as much of a life as she could have under the circumstances, and she's come through all this with her character intact. So, which I think is really quite beyond belief to me, but it still seems to be the case. So it isn't that shouldering your suffering and bearing the responsibility for your life is a panacea, because we're vulnerable to all sorts of things that happen to us that are, in some sense, ultimately uncontrollable. I mean, that's why people die, right? But it doesn't matter in the face of that. There still isn't a better strategy.